everybody, as of here at 3D Crypto. Hope everyone's doing well. And guys, it's been a while since I've been on my YouTube channel recording videos, but I am back. The reason for my not being around much is obviously the last 3 or 4 months, COVID-19 has kind of messed up a lot of things. I've been struggling with internet connections, not letting people come to their house because of COVID-19. But I hope you and your family are all doing well and keeping safe. But guys, as COVID-19 now is becoming the new normal, we've just got to get back to work and back to normal life. So guys, I am back again today after a good 4 months talking about Bankroll. Guys, as we all know, Bankroll is a beast on the blockchain. If we just look closely, we've got over 17,000 players, close to $4 million worth of network assets, and just shy of 2 million transactions on the Bankroll blockchain. So obviously, Bankroll was initially a platform which ran on the Tron TRX blockchain, and it was doing very well. A lot of people have made some very, very good returns through playing all the different games, such as credits, daily plus. There was different aspects of the games and platform, such as credits version 1, which was basically a 10% in, 10% out. And then you get basically a daily drip, which is very similar to daily plus as well. So that was all on the Ethereum, sorry, not Ethereum, on the Tron blockchain. And now what has happened is Bankroll has slowly but surely expanded into the Ethereum blockchain. So we'll touch on that in a minute. But just going through TRX, Tron, Bankroll ecosystem. So at the moment, Bankroll is running on Tron, as I mentioned, and Tron sometimes is a little bit slow. It doesn't load up every single time, so you may have to change some wallets around, refresh the wallets, and then surely your Tron will show up. So I've been doing very well through credits. It has served me very well, as it has served a lot of people very well. But Bankteller, the lead dev for Bankroll, in his infinite wisdom, has decided to retire the original credits, and he produced a upgraded version of credits called Credits version 2.0. And the good thing about that one is it gives you daily dividends in Tron, but it also gives you daily dividends in the form of Bankar. And the Bankar token, BNKR, is the Bankroll token. So it's a store of value. There's only a certain amount that will ever be produced. I think it's 21 million Bankar will ever be produced. There's different mining stages, and then once you have that Bankar, obviously you can buy it, you can sell it, you can stake it, and now with some of the new aspects of Bankroll, you can also become a liquidity provider. So you basically are a person that is willing to put their Bankar token up to be bought. And if it gets bought, the transaction fees and the Tron from that sell, they go directly to the liquidity pool, and then as you're a liquidity provider, you get some extra dividends and some extra earnings through that aspect. As I said, guys, the credits version 2.0 gives you Bankar, and it also gives you Tron dividends. The Tron dividends are actually, I think, better in credits version 2.0 because you get an estimated daily of how much credits you'll be given on a daily basis, and it's not as high risk as something that's like daily plus. Obviously daily plus uses 50% buy in buyout, but if we head on over to the Ethereum side of Bankroll, the first thing you will see is VLT. VLT, or Vault, is the equivalent of the Bankar token, but on the Ethereum blockchain. And there's quite a few things you can do with the Vault token as well. But the first thing we'll talk about is Life. Life is the new big thing. Life is basically credits, but for credits version 2.0, but for Ethereum. So in this one, you put Ethereum. Ethereum is pegged 1 life equals 1 Ethereum, and 1 Ethereum equals 1 life. That will never change. That will forever be ingrained in the blockchain. And then obviously to buy in, it is a 10% fee to buy in, 10% fee to sell, and then you get a daily drip every single day of Ethereum dividends as well as Vault tokens. So guys, if you have never interacted with the Ethereum blockchain, you're going to have to use something called MetaMask. It is very, very similar to TronLink. Only difference when you're using Ethereum, you've got to take this thing called gas into account, and gas isn't cheap. Um, it's not super expensive, but obviously it's not as cheap as if you're used to Tron, and Tron you may be rolling or buying every single hour. If you do that using the Ethereum blockchain, it can become very expensive very quickly. I will do a video in the future about MetaMask. If you look back on my channel, I have spoken about other platforms that have used the Ethereum blockchain and how to use MetaMask. For the purposes of this video, I'm just going to go for the quickest transaction time, which basically means to get this pending into a complete, I will have to spend a little bit more Ethereum for the blockchain to process my transaction quickly. So that's what I'm going to do. So guys, that is life. And obviously, as you can see, I put in half Ethereum. I've got 0.450 life, which basically means when I ever go to sell that, there will be a 10% fee reduction, and everything I get back from life is pure Ethereum. No deductions extra, no fluctuations, no up and downs. So the other aspect of Bankroll Ethereum is Vault, and Vault, as I said, is the token for the blockchain, the Ethereum blockchain. And this one is very simple. You can go ahead and buy Ethereum, or buy Vault with Ethereum, or sell Vault for Ethereum. Price fluctuates depending on how many people are in the how many people are holding the token, how many people have sold it. The Vault token, 1.8 million is a supply. So it's a very small amount of Vault that's available, so the price will go up very quickly. So at the moment, it is around about the 0.25, 0.3, 0.03 mark. So for every Ethereum, you're getting about, I think it's about 300 Vault, but that fluctuates on a daily basis, on an hourly basis. So that's how you go ahead and get the Vault. And the Vault tokens are very good because, as I said, there's lots of things you can do with them. You can sell them when the price goes up. But personally, I'm just holding and not selling at all. Or what you can do is stake them. So you can stake them either in the liquidity pool on the Uniswap interface, or you can stake them in the stack pool, which basically is a way of getting the Vault to mature and earn passive dividends. So you can earn Vault, you can stake Vault to get more Vault. I know it sounds a bit strange, but that's how the platform works. It's the same with the Ethereum and same with the Tron. If you have this asset, you put it to work, and it will basically make you more of that asset. So you grow your assets, whether they be Ethereum, whether they be Tron, whether they be Vault, whether they be Banker. So that's why I'm a real big fan of this platform, because your initial investment stays where it is, because the Ethereum and the Vault are pegged, the Ethereum and Life are pegged at 1-to-1. You never lose value. So I know a lot of people are in platforms like Ethereum Gold. People that were in P3D are now looking to leave because obviously of what's happening on the P3D scene and with the whole Just team. This is probably the ideal game to get into. If you pull your dividends or pull your holdings out of P3D or Ethereum Gold, there is no better place that I can think in the crypto space to put your money into, or put your crypto into, because the main thing is we want to grow our crypto. We want to grow the holdings we have, and then slowly but surely the price of Ethereum should go up, the price of Tron should go up, the price of crypto in general should go up. And then obviously if you get all this crypto that you've got in the form of Vault or Ethereum or Life, and you just stake them. So for example, I'm going to stake my balance. So if I've got 210 Vault, and say I want to stake a few Vault to make some more Vault. And as I said, the transaction fees aren't cheap. They're nowhere near Tron levels, and they are a little bit slower than Tron. The thing with Vault is that because of the nature of the blockchain, time isn't a big factor. You don't have to keep rolling every single day or every hour. You could probably roll every couple of days, once a week, just to kind of save on the transaction fees. I know a lot of people that I've spoken to in the Bankroll ecosystem on the Tron side, they are rolling every hour, every day at least. And then on the Ethereum side, their strategy is to roll maybe once every 5 days, once every 10 days, or once they've got enough of a stack that it makes sense to invest in the transaction fee. But as I said, it's purely down to you guys, how you play this game and how the strategy works. If you've got any questions or comments about the strategies, please leave them down below or get in touch with me. So guys, all of this is verified on the Ethereum blockchain. It is very simple to go ahead and see every single transaction on the Ethereum blockchain. If you use Bankroll before on the Tron side, you will be easily able to use the Ethereum version of Bankroll with no issues at all. As I said, if you have any issues, if you have any questions about the Ethereum blockchain, please do ask either down below in the comment section or send me a DM, or just come on over to the Telegram chat for Bankroll. And there's a lot of good discussion that goes on down there. And as I said, the lead dev bank teller, he's also pops in and basically lets everyone know what is going on, what strategy he's playing, and what we can expect in the future. So it's a really good resource to brush up on all the finer details of the Bankroll ecosystem. So guys, you can add tokens, take away tokens on an Ethereum and MetaMask. I won't get into it in too much detail because at the moment we're just looking at Bankroll, Vault, Life, and Stack. So the main thing with Vault is that it's got a value, and that value can fluctuate. So at the moment, it could be, for example, 0.0300 of an Ethereum, and that gets you 1 volt. But that could obviously fluctuate. So you can either, as I said, you can either put your volt into a pool. So if anyone that's played Bankar Swap on the Tron side of Bankroll, you know there's a Uniswap platform there where you become a liquidity provider. This is basically the equivalent of that. So you can put a little bit of Ethereum and a little bit of Vault tokens, and you basically put that into the market. You become a broker almost. You basically tell people, if you want to buy Vault, I've got this Ethereum that I'm happy to give to you, and then you give me the Vault. Or you tell people, look, I've got this Vault that I'm happy to sell. You give me your Ethereum, and I'll give you my Vault. And then obviously through the whole Uniswap process, you can increase your returns, because obviously there are fees associated with buys and sells. And as a liquidity provider, the bigger your share of the liquidity pool, the bigger your share of the fees and the associated costs of buying and selling Vault. So obviously I'm going more towards Stack rather than the liquidity pool, but I've just put a little bit in there just to show you guys how the whole Uniswap platform will work. So my biggest thing in these two platforms is Life and Stack. So I'm going in hard on those. So obviously in front of you guys, I put in just over 1 Ethereum's worth into both platforms. So I've got my half an ETH in Life, and I've got my over 200 volt that I got from my other half, or 0.6 of an Ethereum, 0.695 of Ethereum. So that's 201 volts. So I'm going to go ahead and put, once you enable staking, you can go ahead and stake or put your Volt into the Stack side of it. And the Stack side of it gives you a guaranteed return in Volt. So that's a good thing. So rather than having this Volt and sitting there and trading with it, it's not like Ethereum or Bitcoin or Tron where your options are limited. You can buy, you can sell, you can trade. I know Ethereum is releasing a staking pool sometime in the future, but obviously for that, you're going to need quite a lot of Ethereum to benefit. So this one is, the Volt side of it is very good, because you've got this Volt, you're holding it, and you're banking on it to increase in value eventually, which it will do, because due to the limited supply, 1.8 million, as I said. But in the meantime, what do you do with this Volt? You just keep it in a wallet. Best thing is take it over to Stack, put it in Stack, and let it work for you. Let it make some extra Volt for you. And that extra Volt that you get, you've got a couple of options. You can withdraw it and sell it on the open market. You can, what I would personally do is roll it. Increase your holdings of Volt. because the compounding factor, the compounding aspect of all of these games is brilliant. The main thing is you start with a certain amount, but if you keep rolling, you keep compounding, you're making interest on interest, you're making earnings on earnings, you're getting dividends from dividends, and that aspect of this whole game is completely, it's a game changer. A lot of people in crypto are doing things that are similar. As I said, Bankroll and Bankteller have a reputation and a system that has been going on for more than a year. More than a year in crypto is like a decade. It's like 20 years, because without fault, every single aspect of the Bankroll network that gets released is a success. Bankteller is very honest, he's very transparent. If something's not working, he will say, look, I'm retiring this contract. We tried our best, but it just isn't working as I want it to work. So guys, exit out from this contract and enter this contract. And it's simple, it's straightforward. And if you go through all the different bankroll aspects, look at all the different statistics, you look at original credits, there was like over 50, 60 million Tron in there. And now that's come down to just under 17 million. And then you look at credits version 2.0, which has only been released recently, and we're already at 18 or 19 million. So the confidence is there in the network, and the confidence is there in the whole system. So obviously, it's a no-brainer. If Bankroll comes onto the Ethereum side, it will be just as successful, but to a larger market. These altcoins, people are a bit hesitant. They think Tron is still an altcoin that's got no value, so they don't head into it. Ethereum is a tried and tested crypto. It is the number 2 crypto, most well recognized after Bitcoin. It's got the biggest market cap. It's got the biggest backing after Bitcoin. So it's a no-brainer that the Bankroll network should branch out into Ethereum blockchain. And I personally think it's going to be a huge success, because the potential of people that can come into Bankroll on the Ethereum network and get into life and credits, because life is exactly what it says it is. Life is, it's a long-term way of using crypto. Once you're in life, I think it changes everything. It's that way that you can get your Ethereum and just grow it day in, day out, day in, day out. And my biggest thing is to the guys that were in Ethereum Gold, or they may have even still been Ethereum Gold or P3D or any of these Ethereum contracts that they're not happy with, or that's not giving them a good return. Simple advice is pull out all of your funds from these networks and come into Bankroll. I can assure you that once you're in Bankroll, you will see the potential and where this whole ecosystem is heading. And because Vault, Stack, Live are in their infancy, at the moment, this is the best time to get in. You're at basically ground zero. Anything from here is going to go upwards. You're not too late to get in. People think, oh, you've got to get in on day one. No. I got into credits probably in credits version 2 a week after, because my internet wasn't working. I didn't know what was going on. I logged on about a week later. There was credits version 2.0, and I still got in, and I'm still up already. So it's one of those platforms that you can't lose out on if you just follow the guidelines and play the game to win. So guys, this is Bankroll. It was just a brief overview of the Ethereum aspect of it. I will come back in again and talk about Life in more detail, Vault in more detail, Stack in more detail, and let you know how I'm getting on the Ethereum side of it. So I implore you guys, if you're not already in Bankroll, the Ethereum side, get in now. Look into the network. If you've got any questions or comments, please head on over to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel firstly, and then if you have any questions, go to the videos section below and leave a comment. Guys, if you just look at Ethereum is the second biggest cryptocurrency. During this whole COVID-19 epidemic, financial markets have crashed, currencies have crashed. Crypto is the one thing that has stood the test. And a cryptocurrency like Ethereum, a well-established cryptocurrency, isn't going anywhere. You get peaks, you get dips, but there or thereabouts, Ethereum will be there. And what you are basically doing is mining Ethereum, because Life is Ethereum and Vault is Ethereum, essentially, as you never lose value because they're pegged 1-to-1. Life is pegged 1-to-1, and Vault is just a byproduct of everything. So guys, that is Bankroll briefly. If you have any questions or comments, please do leave them down below. As I said, if If you got anything that you want to ask in real time, head on over to the Bankroll Telegram chat, and someone will be there to help you out. I'll be there myself personally, or Bank Teller is always there as well. As I said again, guys, I really do appreciate every subscriber I've got. If you press that subscribe button, as I said, I've been away for a few months due to this whole COVID-19 situation, but I am back. I'm going to be looking to upload regularly, at least one video a week. I will be talking Bankroll quite a bit. I will talk more about the Tron side of Bankroll and the Ethereum side of Bankroll. So please do subscribe to the channel and press the little bell icon, so as soon as the video is out, you know what's new. If you've got any questions or comments, all my contact details are below. All the links to get into Bankroll Ethereum and Bankroll Tron are down below as well. If you appreciate everything I do, guys, a little like on the video, a comment on the video helps me out a lot. Makes this video more visible so we can get more eyes on Bankroll and potentially grow the community. Because that's the main thing, guys. Bankroll is a community. The more people we can get in, the more we can benefit. It is basically like a cooperative. So if it benefits one person, it benefits all. The larger the people, the larger the amount of people contributing equals the larger the amount of gains we can get. Guys, at the same time, as I always say, you work very hard for your money. What you've got to do is be smart, make that money work hard for you. In this case, it's crypto. You spent good money or good crypto trading, doing good trades, doing good deals. So you've done that, but now you need that crypto to work for you, to make you some positive gains. Bankroll is the answer to all of those questions. If you want to make gains, look no further than Bankroll. Guys, in these trying times, please do take care, look after yourself, look after your loved ones, keep safe. And until my next video, which will be very soon, guys, until my next video, take care.